Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. On today's gear review, I have for you a special thing. I know you guys know that I am an HK fanboy and an HK brand ambassador, but in traditional double action guns, there might not be anything better than a Langdon Tactical Technologies LTT Beretta PX4 compact carry. Big Tex Outdoors has holsters, accessories, optics, and other parts that you need as a self-defender. I'm one of his customers and I recommend him highly. Check out the page on our website with our favorite deals. Now that was a mouthful, right? And that's a lot to say. I also want to say thanks to Ike and his team at Big Tex Outdoors. Please go check them out. Their customer service is unbelievable. Their prices are good. I just bought a couple of things from them and had them shipped. No, he didn't comp them to me. I bought them. So go and check his stuff out. Now, this particular gun, this is not just your regular Beretta PX4 compact carry. A regular Beretta PX4 compact carry is not a bad traditional double action gun. Got to be honest with you, if it was bone stock, I certainly would prefer an HKP30. But in a customized gun by one of the great gunsmiths of our time, this is an affordable and really good carry gun. So this gun is made by Ernest Langdon and his team at Langdon Tactical Technologies. And if you know Ernest, he is like the apostle of the traditional double action. And this gun has a few very thoughtful customizations to it. First of all, it has a nice grippy frame texture. Secondly, it has the NP3 coating. You can get that or not. I like the NP3 coating on the gun because it adds lubricity and it makes the gun easier to clean. The big thing here is that it has an Ernest Langdon trigger job in it. And that trigger job, I'm gonna show you in a minute, is bonkers. And also, because it's a compact carry, it has a decocker only. So it doesn't have a safety on it. You can't carry this guy cocked and locked, but instead, if I drop the decocker, now I can carry that gun in double action mode. It makes this gun real easy to shoot. Also has some high visibility sights, some Ameriglows on it, so you can see your front sight very, very well. And again, blacked out rear, Ameriglow front. I think that's perfect for a carry gun if you're gonna carry a gun with iron sights. Gun holds 15+1 in the magazine, so it's in that same capacity as like a Glock 19. But of course what you get, and one of the reasons that I do like a hammer-fired gun, is that you get thumb over holstering. So I don't have a holster for this gun, but if I was gonna put this gun away, appendix, to put my thumb over it, that God forbid if the trigger got impinged on its way into the holster, the hammer couldn't move. So it's an additional layer of safety akin to running a gadget or a striker control device on your Glock. So I do like hammer-fired guns. Other thing here, it does control recoil just a little bit better. This isn't a live fire video. I've put about 500 rounds through this gun. Just didn't have any video cameras out at the time, so you have to trust me. But one of the things you can see as it comes back is you notice that the barrel actually rotates. So you can see there that it's a rotating barrel, and that rotating barrel uses some of the force in order to get that rotation done. So this gun, for what it is and for kind of how it operates, is a pretty low recoil gun. You don't feel a ton of recoil on it. Now then, let's think about this idea. So one of the big things, of course, that a traditional double action gun does is you get a long, heavy trigger pull in the first pull. Then when the gun cycles, then you get a light, crisp, single action pull in additional shots. It's one of the things that a lot of people are like, John, I'm not so sure about it because, you know, you got to master 2 trigger presses. Yes and no. You get a gun that's made by Ernest Langdon, you may not have to worry about that all that much, quite frankly. Now, I'm gonna be real, so a traditional double action, usually, man, you can have trigger weights on that first pull up to 10 pounds, 11 pounds, 12 pounds, can feel like a New York trigger. Ernest, on the other hand, makes this gun 100% reliable at about 6 pounds. So you're talking about it's longer, but it is super smooth. There is no stack on it whatsoever. And we're talking about a 6-pound trigger pull, give or take. So it's about akin to the weight of a standard striker fire gun, Glock or a VP9, something like that. You know, they usually run 5.5 pounds, something like that. This guy with reliable ignition right at 6 pounds. That's pretty bonkers. Now then, if I cock the gun and I go single action, now you have incredibly crisp, light, 3 pound or so trigger press. So you get a real easy gun to make a very accurate shot with, and it runs very fast. Now, let's think about reset here. Gun goes bang, resets. Now, here's what you see. You see that press out. It's short-ish, but not completely like super duper short. You get a little bit of pre-travel again, and then a very brisk wall and a very defined wall, and that's exactly what we want to see. So again, a little bit of travel on the reset, back to this, and then to here. To give you a point of reference, this is Benvolio, my Gray Guns tuned P30 LEM. I mean, this is one of the best triggers on the market, certainly for an HK P30 LEM that Bruce Gray made for me, and is about as good as they get. So there is the trigger press. When I reset, that is how far Bruce's moves, which is very, very short. This is how much retravel that there is, almost none, and then back to here. So again, just a tiny bit, and then back. So I would say, frankly, in the kind of single action, like this one is, a LEM is a single action, double action, that Bruce's is probably a tiny bit shorter on reset and a tiny bit less pre-travel. But don't let that fool you. The Beretta is really good compared to any stock factory trigger I've ever seen. Well, how good is it? Let's add a little bit here, and we'll kind of see what a 10-round group, a Mantis X benchmark looks like. Let's run a benchmark here with this gun, a PX4 compact in 9mm, run and dry fire. Oh, hang on a second here. I need to change it to left-handed so that you get a feel for that. Let's see in double action mode what I can do. You guys know with a P30 LEM, I can get usually on average somewhere around 95 to 96. Let's see how we do with this guy. All right, let's get a good feel, good vision. Press straight to the rear, keep that trigger where I want it. So not bad, 93.9. So, you know, it doesn't stack. Again, you don't get any stack on the trigger. It is nice and smooth all the way through. So again, that first shot, I mean, you kind of hard to argue with here. So again, now that one was awesome. That was an incredible trigger press. Okay, again, as long as you're doing your work, if you notice, it's doing the job. So big shock there. Again, we're just carrying on. Trying to see what we're ending up at there. That one was a little bit lower. I'm starting to get, like, because it's long, a little bit of fatigue in my trigger finger is what the reality is. So, okay, we're getting close there. One more shot. Pay attention to your pinkies, John. Okay, there we go. So we averaged 94.4, as you can see here. Now, what you're gonna notice is I did have that 88.2, just because, again, I think I just got a tiny case of the flinchies. But look, a 99.7 on shot number 9. And guys, if I take out that 89, that's a 95 score all day long. So with this particular gun, I can get basically the same thing I can get with a single action in double action. The other thing I think you can see is, you guys know I have these big Fred Flintstone hands, right? I've got very large, size XL hands with very kind of wide fingers. And this PX4 compact carry, I can just get my pinky on it. So with the magazine not inserted, I feel like it kind of slips off a little bit. But of course, in live fire, you're not going to use that. When I get that, it's got just enough of a lip on it there that I can get 3 full fingers on the gun, and that is very important. So I can get a full firing grip on this gun in a 15+1 package. Now, this is a heck of a gun. You're not talking a cheap gun here. This isn't a $500 Glock. But if you were looking to move up, would a Langdon Tactical Technologies LTT Beretta PX4 compact carry be in the mix for me? This is a heck of a gun, guys. This is a really nice quality gun. Now, of course, you know me. I'm a red dot guy, and they've been having a challenge trying to get a red dot on a PX4. Ernest, I think, is working on that or has that in the works right now. But if you're an iron-sighted person, you were looking for a great gun to concealed carry, and for some reason you didn't want to go with an HK, a pasta blaster like this would be a good choice.